Hi, this is Technology in the Classroom by me, Nivea Sugar. For the introduction, technology in the classroom is not an event. It should be an everyday part of our classroom like crayons and breathing. Technology has grown so much over the last few years, not only in the world, but also in the classroom. It should be something that teachers and students almost rely on at this point. 53% of teachers say students use digital learning tools to learn every day. 50% of students admittedly said that they use technology in the classroom almost every day, which is huge. That is over half of children learning and growing from technology in the classroom. More high school students, which was 63%, and middle school students, 64%, than elementary school, which is 45%. Although I think that it should be higher in the elementary aspect because the younger children need to start learning how to do these things using technology by the time they get to grade school, which is like middle school and then high school. They're understanding all of these things, how to use the technology, how to upload homework, how to email their teachers, all of these things. Blended technology and blended learning in the classroom is something that is absolutely huge. Blending technology and blending learning is basically when it's like the teacher is teaching, but they're using technology as kind of like a second source, as like a second hand to help them guide students and teach students, which is better because I believe, and a lot of the statistics can show, as you can see, that students are learning way better from using technology in the classroom than they would by just regularly having a book and writing down their notes, pencil, and paper. So for the first point that I'm going to make is COVID. COVID was a very, very, very big thing in the technology world. It allowed students and people all around the world to grow relationships, to understand that technology is a friend, basically not something that is hard or something that should not be used. It is something that's going to continue to grow. A lot of people in COVID, like this was the only way that they could grow relationships or communicate, like text message, FaceTime. In the classroom, for example, Zoom, that was a way for students and teachers to grow better relationships, for students to understand that teachers are humans, that teachers have homes, that teachers do all of these things that they do or that they see mom and dad do on a daily basis. It also allowed teachers to allow students in their homes kind of as okay, be more comfortable with me, I'm your teacher, that kind of thing, etc. It is something that helped grow a lot of relationships. Virtual reality is something that should be used in a classroom. So virtual reality is a headset. It is like goggles that go over your face like this, and you have two tools that help you move around. So it's basically like your student puts on the virtual headset and they're in a virtual world. So they're basically in the real world. And I think the neat thing about this is that as the teacher, you can teach the subject, but allow your students to understand that this is what's going to happen in the real world. So for example, if your student puts on a headset and they go to the grocery store and you're teaching math and they hand the clerk $20, but the price was only $10. How much money is the clerk going to give back? So it's teaching the subject while the teacher is guiding the children as they should, and the students are learning in a virtual world, which is very important because virtual world and the world in general is never going to go away. These students are going to have to grow up and go into the real world. MethodistSchools.org says that 94% of students have done better learning with higher test scores since blended technology in the classroom, which is huge. That's over 90% of students using technology in the classroom have improved their test scores and their homework and their grades in general. Virtual reality is also a great source for all children, all students, high class, low class, middle class, whatever the case may be, to learn some of the same things that everybody else is learning. So giving everybody the opportunity to learn the same information. It also allows students to learn some of the day-to-day things that aren't really taught in school, that the teachers don't have to teach because it's not part of their curriculum, like pumping gas or starting a conversation on the street with somebody or doing things like that. It allows students to have a better grasp on the idea of, okay, this is reality, this is how I do this, but also learning information from the teacher and through the subject of what you're teaching in the classroom. So they're learning and they're going through the virtual world as well. In conclusion, technology should be used in the classroom. It is something that is growing every day. That's never going to stop. Technology is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. It's never going to slow down, especially in the career world when these students graduate or these students go out in the real world, finish college, and go out to get a job. Technology will always be there. So allowing them with the virtual headset and the virtual learning and all of these things, integrating technology in the classroom, using technology every day while they're at school, learning the safety of passwords, learning what to share on the internet, who to talk to, how to email, how to submit assignments, all of these things should be taught in the classroom because it allows students to have more of a grasp on reality while still learning in the classroom. Not only, like I said earlier, does technology help with test scores and all of these things, but it also gives the students more of a hands-on learning experience. So it's like they're doing the work but getting their reward at the same time. This quote says, "Never stop learning because life never stops teaching," which I think is something that goes along really well with the virtual reality aspect of it. The world, reality is never going to stop teaching lessons. It's never going to stop evolving. It's never going to stop improving. So why should we stop our teaching at textbooks and pencil and paper? We should continue to let technology do its thing, continue to integrate it in the classroom, let our children learn from virtually, from computers, iPads, all of those things.